We're kidding. Don't worry. We are kidding. And so all during this dinner, right, they're talking of some alliance and, boring adult shit. Nothing that Rachel has any interest in whatsoever.
Yeah.
But what she is interested in is Giller, and he is not making eye contact at all. Obviously, that's tactical, right? He's not making eye contact because he was nice to her, and if he starts shooting looks over at her, people are going to notice that.
Right. At least in her head, people are going to be paying attention.
Right. Maybe he was just nice to her for a second, and it's really not a big deal, but he did do the doll thing, and he's hiding shit for her, and he gave her a hug and told her name was pretty. These are all punishable by death as far as our queen is concerned.
Well, yeah, and Princess Violet, if she found out someone was being nice to the girl.
Right. So I think he's covering his ass by not looking at her.
No, I think you're right. I feel like most royals don't pay enough attention to their servants to pay attention to if they are looking at each other.
That's probably true. Plus, it's got to be hard to see with their head shoved so far up their ass.
Right.
And all.
Right. All the little people so far below, they're just so small down there.
So after this, well, I'm sure it was a delicious meal, but Rachel wouldn't fucking know about it. They bring out the Crocs that had been broken before. So I don't know if maybe this is another one or if they repaired that one as fast as they could to be like, see, everything's fine. Maybe it's just wrapped in duct tape. Who knows? And Queen Milena, she's standing up in front of everybody and she tells everybody, this is the drink of enlightenment. It will turn you on to all these ideas that Dark and Raw has. And it basically ensures that you'll be able to see the wisdom in it.
Yeah, you'll be able to see the truth, man.
Yeah. They're like, hey, we're all fucking awesome and rich. Cheers, everybody. Take a swig. And then she stares at the cup because there's something fucky with it.
Yeah, immediately. She's like, I've had this drink like 7 times. She knows what it's supposed to taste like.
Right. She's not a stranger to the Kool-Aid. Who knew? Dark and Raw has Kool-Aid. I mean, you saw it coming, though, right? He's got cult leader written all over him.
Pretty sure his robes were white.
Yeah. He's like Jared Leto.
Oh, my gosh. That's a whole other podcast, honey.
We might have to do that podcast just to... we won't get into that now. I'm sorry. So the cook obviously gets the fuck up there. He's like, well, okay, see, here's the thing. You're right. It does taste funky. I went ahead and took the liberty of making it more enlightened. I made it stronger.
The balls on this chef, man. Because this bitch cuts off heads. Like some people, clip their toenails.
But he does it in a way to where he can compliment her on his fuck up and make it so that, well, I knew I wasn't going to get this past you. Of course, you have a very, very good palate. You can taste these things. I knew I wasn't going to get it past you. But then what he says is, this is stronger so that the only people who could not agree with you are obviously traitors. And I will give Sam Chuchevis credit here because you can hear the nervousness in this man's voice. Which you don't really get reading the book. You think he's just real quick.
Yeah.
But no, he's fucking terrified. But he's like, so I made it stronger. And of course you figured that out because you're smart and I totally expected that. So there's nothing amiss here. But if anybody doesn't see your point of view, then they're obviously a traitor.
Of course.
And so handled.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm going to get out of your eyesight now because I feel like the longer he's there in front of her, the chances of him dying go up.
No, I think you're absolutely right.
Exponentially.
Just the idea of going up to anybody like this and telling them that they took the liberty to do anything, I feel like takes a lot of courage because as soon as you'd be like, I took the liberty, they'd be like, really? Who gave you that authority?
Right. Surprise. Well, as far as we know, these are special ingredients from Dark and Raw, maybe apparently magical ingredients.
Right.
How about you, not a magic person, don't fuck with the magic stuff.
Right.
Okay? But I just love how Queen Milena is like, yeah, it was stronger. I totally knew that. And she's an idiot because no, it's not.
And maybe because he's her cook, he knows that she's not that smart. So,
well, if I can divert from this tiny sidebar, this is the king with the, what is it, the special clothes? There was a story about a king who's like, make me the best shit.
The emperor with no clothes.
Yeah, and so they're like, oh, these are the best clothes, but only a stupid person can't see them. And then the king obviously is like, I don't see them, but I am not going to let the rest of the people think that I can't see him. So he goes out there naked as the day he was born, and everybody's like pretending, right, that they can see the clothes because they're not idiot, but everybody sees him naked.
And then there's the one guy who's like, but he's naked.
But he's naked. What the fuck are you people doing?
And everyone's like, no, don't you see his beautiful clothes? Aren't you down? And he's like, no, he's naked.
That's the guy you want to be your royal vizier.
Yes.
Yes.
So at this point in the feast, everyone's kind of done eating. They've had their drink of enlightenment. Everyone's full. So the fool is let in. And it's not as fun as I thought it was going to be when they were like, leave the fool in.
Right. You're waiting for a guy with bright colored clothes and a funny hat playing a lute and a silly song, or maybe reciting poetry. That was really popular back then. Just stories of history, that it would entertain people for hours.
Yeah, I was excited for a second. I forgot what was going to happen.
Yeah, but this is not the fool. This is somebody who worked very hard in the community as a farmer.
Yep.
And had his entire crop taken away from him.
Yep.
And had fire taken away from him because fucking dumb. So he has no food, no fire. His family is starving and cold, and he's pissed off. This is the guy who says the king is naked.
Yeah.
He's like, your plan is bullshit, pal.
Yeah. He's standing. Can you imagine the amount of rage you would have after slaving away to grow crops yourself, having them taken away for the army and for the queen, not being able to keep your family warm or fed on things that are like good in any way. You're eating a raw diet, which is not good for your stomach.
No.
And you get brought into this giant castle's great hall in what I'm assuming are shackles. I don't remember what they say he is. I'm pretty sure he's chained in some way.
He's a prisoner, yeah.
And they're fucking fat, just throwing scraps on the floor for little tiny dogs. And they're warm in nice clothes, and they're laughing at you and telling you how dare you, try to feed your family.
Right, they're calling him selfish.
Yeah. How mad would you be?
Don't get me started. I could go off, but, I won't.
Yeah, I feel like this man has actually a lot of restraint, considering. I feel like I would probably freak out.
You would lash out for sure. Look, I'm here in shackles. You obviously brought me here as an example for the rest of your friends that I'm the bad guy. Like, I'm sorry. I work really hard. I don't want everything I have to go to the rich.
Right.
I would like to have some of that. And I feel like I deserve that because, I did it.
Because they didn't even plant any seeds.
Yeah. And of course, them being the rich, they're not going to listen.
Right.
They don't give a fuck. It's like, fuck you, I have mine. Instead of for the greater good.
And it's again such a weird circular conversation where he's like, my family is starving. And she's like, oh, well, you would have us starve? And he's like, yeah, but you're having my family starve.
Right. And so while this poor guy is up there explaining his position, trying, because like you said, he is showing a lot of restraint, I think he is being as level-headed as you could possibly be. Like I said, if it were me, I'd probably be lashing out because I know I'm here to be made an example of, probably going to die at the end of this.
Yeah.
Like, middle finger rockets all the way, baby.
Swearing and trying to get to whoever I could get to.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Look, I may not get all of you, probably won't get the queen, but I'll get somebody.
Yeah.
Y'all are eating, you have sharp things on your plates, I'm taking one of you with me.
Yeah.
But while they mock this guy, and it is sad, Rachel, she's not laughing because she gets it. She is on the same side as the guy. She's not rich. She's not royal. She owns nothing.
And she's been hungry.
Yeah, she is hungry. And Violet kicks her out of the castle. So she gets cold too.
But she kind of wanted to be kicked out.
Yeah, well, especially tonight, she has the doll. She has something to look forward to, which is probably not something she's used to.
Right.
You know, she gets kicked out of the castle, so she has to go to the Wayward Pine, and she's got a, big blanket of hay in there to keep her warm, so she's used to being cold and hungry too.
Oh, yeah, so she can totally relate to not having fire
Right.
or warmth or food. Yeah, she totally fucking can.
That's why this is not funny to her at all.
No.
Because it's nothing to laugh at.
And I guess it shows you the imbalance. As much as Queen Melina says that they're all going to be equal, obviously that's not going to happen.
Right. And like we said earlier in this episode, this is deep-seated in Violet, okay? Queen Melina, I know I keep going back and forth. Melina?
I don't know.
What do you guys think? Let us know. I'm curious. Queen Melina, I'm going to go with Melina for now. Queen Melina has taught Violet this behavior. Since she was a baby, I'm assuming she's gotten everything she's wanted. She's the fucking princess. And the way that Melina decides to teach Violet how to be a leader is to have this poor girl starve behind her. And then during a very important, what should be discussion, but it's not, it's a lesson, she turns to Violet and says, you have to learn how to handle matters of state. So here's this dude. He thinks he wants to work hard and then, get something for it.
Imagine.
Yeah. What do you think we should do? And she goes back and forth for like one hot second. Like, well, I think. Let's chop his head off. Fuck him, right?
Yeah. And she smiles the whole time.
Yeah.
Like a psychopath.
Super happy. Yeah. She's a goddamn psychopath. Who does that? And this is a little girl.
This is also shooting the kingdom or whatever in its foot because you're killing the farmers who are feeding your army.
The whole kingdom, right.
Yeah. And I can't imagine that the rest of his family is going to be able to keep it up as well.
No, fuck no.
So maybe don't do that.
No, what's going to happen is that the soldiers will come in, they'll rape and pillage, and once everything's gone, there just won't be anything else left. No reproducing farm that's going to make more food next year because that dude's dead because your queen had a bad fucking attitude.
Yeah, so maybe don't let that happen.
Nah, not a long-term goal. Just saying, I'm a blue-collar guy myself, and we're important.
So Violet tries to get Rachel to go outside and watch the beheading with her, and Rachel's like, you're a fucking bitch. That was mean. You shouldn't have killed that dude. And Violet says, you can go sleep outside tonight. You don't get to stay inside. And Rachel at first gets a little pissed off about it and is like, well, it is really, really mean that you did that. And she's like, oh, fine. Fucking 2 nights.
Right. You sleep out there tonight. You stay out there all day tomorrow. You sleep out there tomorrow night, too. No dinner now, so you're going to bed hungry, even though she did get some food in the kitchen earlier, at least a little bit.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem like she's concerned. Yeah, and she's totally fine with it, because, okay, I get to be away from your bitch ass for the next 2 days. I'll take it.
Not be locked in a box. Bye.
Right. Yeah, and something as simple as, I get to go to the bathroom when I want.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really